When Jim Reeves passed away, Jim, of course, was a part of our Opry family. Your record label kind of tried to groom you to take Jim Ed Brown's place, to take Jim Reeves' place. Yeah, take Jim Ed Brown's place. Wake up.
Okay, Bill.
That's what that lunch do.
You know, they mentioned that to me, but I told them, I said, you know, no, you can't walk in somebody else's shoes. And I said that I love Jim, and Jim was a great friend, but I just felt that he was such a great artist that nobody was going to follow in his footsteps. But, you know, I still loved him, and I still do some of his songs, and I tell the stories every once in a while, you know, of how we got together and what all, you know, we went through and all, but he was a great friend.
Were y'all friends from the Louisiana Hayride days? Is that
The
where
Louisiana Hayride, when we went down in '54, in February of '54, we went down, Maxine and I went down and recorded Looking Back to See in the studios of KWKH, which is in Shreveport. Jim played rhythm guitar. Floyd Kramer played piano. Little Joe Hunt played banjo, and some others. The Rowleys played fiddle and all. But he made a statement after we recorded Looking Back to See. He said, if that song is a hit, I better hang up my hat. Well, we didn't hear about that for a while, but he never apologized for saying that. And he also felt so bad about it that he took us on some trips out through the West, and actually went on into Germany and all over Europe and all. But we made a lot of trips with Jim. And in fact, in 1956, in late 55, Jim Reeves came to the Grand Ole Opry. And when he did, he tried to get the Browns to come with him. But instead of that, the Browns decided to go to KWK, up to Springfield. I'm bad as you.
Thank you.
We decided to go to Springfield, Missouri, and be on the Ozark Jubilee. So we did that, and then we were there for a while. Uncle Sam called me in the Army, and that kind of killed everything for a while. But anyway, Jim, may I just bring back a few memories, you know, here of Jim Reeves and some of his music and all.
I wish you would. Nobody sings them any better than you do.
Well, I've still got his records, and I listen to those every once in a while because he is such a great you know, such a great stylist, you know, and just had a tremendous voice. But I remember so well this song. This was the first song that he ever recorded that sold 1 million records. And I know whenever we came back from Europe on a trip over there, I noticed he was awfully nervous the whole trip. And he didn't share anything with us at the time, but when we got back into New York, we got off the plane and RCA was waiting there and met him with his first gold record. I know that Larry Black told me that the Mormon Tabernacle Choir was going to be here today, but I think what we've got here today is better than the Mormon Tabernacle Choir when it comes to singers. So all of you know the song, sing along. Out where the bright lights are glowing, you're drawn like a moth to a flame. You laugh while the wine's overflowing, while I sit and whisper your name. Everybody. Four walls to hear me, with you is like heaven, and so while I'm walking the floor,
I listen for steps in the hallway and wait for your knock on my door. Four walls to hear me. That's so good. Four walls to see. Four walls to near me. Closing in on me. Well, like all entertainers, after the first one, you want the second one. Didn't take him long to find it either. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend that we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. And you can tell your friend there with you, he'll have to go. Once more, whisper to me, tell me, do you love me true? Or is he holding you the way I do? Though love is blind, make up your mind, I've got to know. Should I hang up, or will you tell him he'll have to go? You know, he loved to sing, and he had a great group of boys called the Blue Boys. When he was in town off the road, there was a little studio not but a little ways from his house, and he'd take the Blue Boys and he would amass a few songs for his publishing company, and he'd go down to this little studio, and Tommy Hill was the producer down there, or the engineer, I guess I should say. And they recorded a lot of songs together, sometimes all night long. I remember one day he had asked Maxine and I to come out and have breakfast with him. So we were there at the appointed time. Mary was there, but no Jim. Well, he was about 15, 20 minutes late, I guess, but he was always late. I sometimes think he was late for his own funeral, but he walked in and he had two little white boxes in his hand, and they were, of course, in the music business, we know them as tape boxes. And he handed them to Mary, and he said, Mary, here's another one of your insurance policies. Well, that was very true, because they were great insurance policies. There were songs in there like, well, Distant Drums, which you all are familiar with. And there was this song, too. I'm calling to tell you it's over. Yes, darling, your daughter forgot the words to my song. You're saying you're sorry you hurt me, but you've hurt me much more than you know. You're asking me where this call comes from. Oh, I hope that you won't interfere. If your new romance turns out a failure, then here's where to find me, my dear. I'm just on the blue side of lonesome, right next to the Heartbreak Hotel, in a tavern that's known as Three Teardrops, on a bar stool not doing so well.